What I believe for any person that comes to Japan is to try to find the niche that you're working in and to get connected to the thought leaders and the people that are pushing towards that specific niche.
Hello everyone, I'm Clifford from Ignite Sendai Startups, and we have our guest sitting here with us in studio. So if you can go ahead and tell our audience what your name is and what it is you do.
Sure. My name is Dimitri. I've created Tokyo Tech Startups, and it's for startups in order to get connected with investors and the industry and help them create startups that are actually impacting the social innovation in Japan.
That's a lot. So my immediate question is, why? Why did you create this?
Sure. So my background is in engineering, and I started several startups. But the fundamental reason why I started it is because I wanted to empower, tech entrepreneurs to get connected with the right people and take their projects from 0 to 1 without failing too often.
Okay, very good. And how long ago did you start?
This is a project that we have been working on for the past 3 years now, and we are fortunate enough to have enough traction, and now it has become one of the largest, if not the largest, pitch event in Japan that is going on monthly.
So there's been a lot of groundswell of a lot of people really wanting to jump into this.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And the fact that we have a genuine intent and we're really trying to help, startups is the reason why people keep coming back to us.
Well, as you know, obviously this is Ignite Sendai Startups.
Right.
You decided to come here and to speak to us here in Sendai. So what drew your interest in coming here?
Sure, very good question. So we've had major success down in Tokyo, but in all honesty, I'm Japanese. I love Japan, not just Tokyo itself, but all around. And we wanted to empower other communities as well to take our model and create good startup ecosystems that genuinely help startups and innovation in their local environments.
What did you speak on to our audience today?
Right, so it was twofold. One is I wanted to encourage the audience to kind of network better with each other and kind of adopt our culture of getting to know each other during the events so that they can have meaningful conversations. But the other one was to find ways to work with the government and with local companies in order to help drive innovation and the startup ecosystem here in Sendai.
Okay. Do you see any sort of potential with innovation, with entrepreneurship in the Tohoku region?
Absolutely. So you guys have a great university here, Tohoku University, and you also have some amazing people that are trying to create ecosystems here, particularly in the past 3 years. And I've talked to some government officials the other day, and it seems like you are creating a hub for tech startups and students to come together and create innovation. So I'm super excited to see that you guys are pioneering innovation here up north.
And you said you started a number of different businesses, a number of different startups?
Right,
so
right.
You are an entrepreneur by nature.
Right.
What made you want to become an entrepreneur?
Right. So it actually started in university when I was introduced to the Center for Entrepreneurship at the University of Michigan. Okay. They were basically asking me, do you want to own your business and make an impact? And I was like, I've never thought about creating a business myself initially. I was like, sure, let me try. And then our first business was marginally successful. I really loved creating a small team that is passionate, working towards some certain goal. And then from there, even though that one did not exit, we kept pushing with several different teams. And I really loved the process of creating an idea, working together with small teams, and getting products off the ground.
Cool.
So the past 10 years have been basically doing that.
Awesome. Why did you study in the States? What inspired you to go abroad to study, and what inspired you to come back, I guess?
Right. So I was born in Osaka, but I grew up in Germany and in Greece.
Okay.
Most of my time. I did high school here, but then I decided that I wanted to see, the US basically, where I've never been to. It wasn't just a curiosity thing, but it was more of, I believed in opportunities that there are in the US, which did come to flourish at the end, but it's been a tough road kind of changing cultures. Yeah. Good thing, however, is that you see a lot of different startup environments, and ultimately I was able to learn from there, bring it to Japan, and kind of create a very casual and strong community here in Japan.
I'm sure you've hit a few road bumps.
Oh yeah.
What have been some challenge for you on your road, on your entrepreneurial journey?
I mean, when you start off, especially as an engineer, you want to create products instead of actually testing them out and seeing whether there's product market fit. So I believe that the number one failure that engineers do is they're building too much and they're not testing enough. So that's one of the things that we've hit. We're able to successfully overcome them by doing a lot of customer interviews beforehand and pivot enough. There's no shame in pivoting your product, but it's important to do the pivot in order to position yourself correctly.
Right. All of your products and all of your innovation, did any of it happen in the States, or have you pretty much returned to Japan and done all of your work here?
No, so I stayed in the States for 8 years, and I've started 3 companies there, biometrics, banking and finance, and also social network. There's certain challenges that are happening in the Midwest versus Silicon Valley. Right now, the company that we incorporate in Japan after coming back is Delaware C Corp, and there's a specific reason why we set it up this way. But there's challenges everywhere, and there's opportunities everywhere.
Good. Okay, so let's talk about that. Just focusing on Japan, what are the unique challenges? What are the unique opportunities that you've seen doing startup in Japan?
Right. So the opportunities that we have here is the fact that there's a lot of money already. And once you are in the club, so to speak, of investors, it's fairly easy to get invested. But then at the same time, the challenges are that a lot of people are not very open to startups still. And generally speaking, yes, you can find the right talent if you know the people. But in order to create a solid team in Japan, it's rather hard, which is why we're trying to also connect startups with the right talent in Japan. Japan, no matter how much they try to be open to innovation, there's still a very conservative view towards founders that are not Japanese. So generally speaking, it's kind of hard to start businesses here in Japan unless you have a Japanese face. In my case, it was rather easy because I am fluent in Japanese, and this unique background actually worked for the advantage of me. However, I advise, if possible, to find a Japanese co-founder, etc., that can really bridge the gap. Because Japanese people are not against foreigners, it's just that they are a little bit hesitant to do business with foreigners.
You're here in Sendai at the Ignite conference. What are your impressions of the conference so far?
The conference has been pretty amazing, especially because Sendai's startup ecosystem is in its infancy, I believe. But you guys have been doing tremendous work in the past 3 years, kind of creating a startup ecosystem around. And the people that have created this convention have been just amazing in being able to bring so many talented people to the convention. So I'm really looking forward to next year.
Is there any advice that you would give to foreign entrepreneurs who are wanting to do business in Japan?
So doing business everywhere is generally hard, and you have to be very firm in your decision that you want to do startups. But if you decide to do it particularly in Japan, I believe it's necessary to get connected to the right people. Now, this is not to advertise about what we are doing, but we are advocating for creating a platform where people can very easily connect with each other. That's our fundamental goal. And what I believe for any person that comes to Japan to do is to try to find the niche that you're working in and to get connected to the thought leaders and the people that are pushing towards that specific niche change. Yeah.
Good. Well, okay, you're saying, we're not trying to advertise right now what you do, but actually, if people wanted to get in contact with you and what you're doing, where could they contact you? Do you guys have social media or any websites?
Sure. So we're really big on Meetup. So we're one of the largest, actually the largest startup ecosystem in Meetup. So if you just type startups in Meetup, then you should be able to find Tokyo tech startups. In Google, if you write Tokyo and then startups, then we come up.
Okay.
Or on our Facebook page at Tokyo Tech Startups, you'll be able to find out more about us.
Very cool, very cool. Thank you for sitting down and chatting with us, Dimitri. It was a pleasure getting to know you.
My pleasure.
It's really exciting what you're doing here.
Great.
Cool, cool.
Thank you.